There's 104 days in summer vacation, and I'm going to be building all of it in Lego today. From the beach, to the poolside, to the campsite, and even building some life-size summer things in Lego. We're going to be doing that all in today's video. I'm Luke, and you're watching The Holy Brick, and let's just shut up and do it. Probably the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about summer is probably the beach. Now the beach is very sandy, so I thought I'd start off with these two base plates. Next, I want to build a game that you can play at the beach, and first thing that came to my mind was probably that scene from Top Gun where they're all playing volleyball. What better to pick summer than beach volleyball? So to create the volleyball net, I actually used these little fence pieces and I put them upside down to create the net. And for a little pop of color, I made it blue. But you know what's even better than just normal beach volleyball? Night beach volleyball. But you can't do that without a light. So I created this little lamp post. And finally, I added a couple trees to add a pop of color. These trees are the first of many trees you're going to see in this video because trees are cool and they're kind of summery.
Let's decide. Maybe there's a happy tree.
I actually used these little steering wheel pieces that you'd see on a pirate ship or something, but you can't play volleyball without people, so let's build 4 different minifigures to create teams. And these two people actually coordinated colors so they can be on the different team. And the guy I'm just about to get a concussion. Another thing you can do on the beach is build stuff with the sand, and that's what I always went to as a little kid, and I built a little sand castle to do it. Another thing that I loved to do as a kid was to build a giant hole and then sit in it and cover myself up. Hopefully I wasn't the only one, but I gotta say my favorite thing to do on the beach is probably just sit there and enjoy it. So to be able to do that, I built a couple different things. The first thing that I built is this little hammock. Now, if you've ever laid in a hammock, you know that they're the best, and there's no deeper relaxation than when you get perfect position in a hammock. I use this little cloth piece. For the tree, I use these comb pieces, and I've got my little minifigure of me. Let me know, do we look alike? I don't know, I think we do.
They're the same picture.
And you can just put them inside the hammock, and they can have a little nap. Because you know, your boy is eepy. I'm tired. But I kind of wanted to give this build more of a luxury resort feel, so I put a really cool little solar-powered lights. That's not the only way you can relax at the beach. I built 3 of these little simple lawn chair designs. Green one, blue one, red one. Just a little clip and bar piece to hold them together. I gotta say, chilling isn't the best when you don't have something tasty, something good to eat or to drink. So I built a totally non-alcoholic beverage. I'm gonna say it's maybe like a Waterloo, a Celsius perhaps. Those things go crazy in the summer. Unless you're like me and you're just like insanely tan or something, you're gonna be getting absolutely fried out here. Probably gonna get skin cancer or something. This guy didn't use an umbrella and he is absolutely red, just like the subscribe button is probably for you. So why don't you hit it and make it gray? So if you don't want to cook alive in the sun, build a couple of these little umbrellas using a dish piece. Another way you can get shade is just by sitting under a tree. And one of the most summery trees, a palm tree. The way I did this is I got this flexi tube piece that can bend back and forth. I put a bunch of cones all throughout it. And then up here at the top attached a tumbleweed piece to create that really bushy little thing, and then attach 2 different types of palm leaves, 2 different colors to give that kind of vibe. Now the reason I use a flex tube, the tree can bend, my man. You don't really have a beach, honestly. It's just a glorified sandbox if you don't have any water. So I built some gosh darn water, and not any water, a wave. Now I absolutely love this technique. I think it's so dope. Basically, it's taking a bunch of these little cylinder pieces, putting them in between 2x1 bricks, curving it, and it looks exactly like a wave that he's riding. Rest in peace, little dude. But that's not the only water sport you can do. My personal favorite, a jet ski, but I'm not rich, so I can't ride it. The reason it's so small is because I wanted it to be able to fit, drum roll please, a bigger boat, otherwise known as a yacht or something. I built this inner tube with a bunch of these little round slope things, and it fits one person inside. There are little handles for him to hold on to, because Lord knows he's gonna need it, because he is going straight to the bottom of the lake if he doesn't hold on for dear life. So basically, you attach this little Lego rope to the back of the yacht, and then to the bottom of this inner tube, but that's not the only thing that attaches to the back of here, because you can also attach a wakeboard. After putting a minifig on it, you can also take this little motorcycle handle piece. Last year was my first time ever wakeboarding. I did it in Arizona, and I honestly sucked at it, but it was insanely fun. Wii Sports wakeboarding made it look a lot easier than it actually is. Going up the stairs, there's a little deck area up here. Inside this area, there's a hot tub. There's this cool little technique where you basically take a bunch of these little 1x1 studs and put them in there to make it look like the water has jets in it and it's bubbling, you know, like a hot tub does. On the other side, we've got the little control area with the captain. He's got some control panels, and he's even got a little drink. Let's hope that's not alcoholic. Probably a juice though, because right next to that, we've got a mini kitchen and juice bar. Far left side, we've got a little stove top, a fridge with some milk in it, a grill top, a couple of little drawers, and of course, speaking of smoothies, on the other side, we've got a little blender. But if you're so rich and one deck isn't enough for you, we've got another deck. So all you gotta do is just take off this floor and you can look inside. Going through the door on the lower deck, first thing you see is a couple of fold-out beds, but you can fold those down so you and all the homies can sleep here. Across from that, we've got a little bitty bathroom, and I'm shocked I was able to fit as much as I could in here. This is basically like the galvanized square steel guy. But you've got a little shower head, so you've got a sink, and of course, you've got a toilet. In the next room, we've got the master bedroom, and it's a gigantic bed. There's a little alarm clock so you don't sleep in too late, and I've got to say, I probably would sleep in too late. I would absolutely sleep crazy in this bedroom. But that's enough yapping about the yacht. Let's go ahead and move on from the beach and ocean area to, but before we do that, summer in real life. So the first of the life-size summer builds is going to be something that you always need if you're going to the beach, if you're sunbathing or anything. That is sunglasses. Now these aren't any old sunglasses. These are actually swag glasses. It makes me look like I just won a debate. New area of summer unlocked. The cookout and poolside area. But for us poor saps who don't live near the ocean, and it's a pool. Create the pool. First off, I tiled off this entire gray area, made it extra slippery so some kid can slip on the wet ground and get whistled at by a lifeguard. Speaking of lifeguards, I'd say they're pretty summery. So I built one. Got a life preserver that he can throw to any kids in an instant. But this lifeguard has a little whistle in his hand that he can whistle at kids, and some sunglasses, making him look super duper cool. Some Baywatch vibes. But who's he gonna save from drowning if there's no water? To create this cool effect, I'm gonna tile it off completely with these transparent light blue pieces, which makes it look like it is water. Bro, he peed in the pool. Nasty, dude. And so that a bunch of stuff doesn't get stuck in the pool, like little leaves, hopefully get filtered out by this little filtering system that you always see at the pool. And what kind of pool is it if there isn't a water slide? So being the Chad that I am, I leveled up this pool by building a little pink water slide. You can just slide on down and make a big splash. And I even added a couple of these little rail pieces. Another thing that you see a lot at pools is diving boards. So we just got a little cute diving board so people can just jump right in and belly flop. Please somebody belly flop. It's always so much fun to watch. Finally, let's go ahead and grab those lawn chairs from earlier and put them all around the pools and keep kids from slipping on the ground and cracking their heads open. I use this wet floor sign. After a long day of swimming, I think we can all agree that the pinnacle of human emotions and feelings is that sandwich and chips that you eat after swimming hard all day when you were a kid. So you can't have a good cookout without a dad next to a grill. And so I built my dad in Lego, since he's objectively the best grill master in the world that everybody's dad is. And I built the grill by getting these little wheel pieces on the bottom. There's a bunch of knobs and stuff and gauges on the side. Opening up the grill top, you can see the grill on the inside, and after firing up, you can stick some glizzies on the grill. No cookout is truly good without a cooler full of ice and ice cold drinks inside. Now I wanted to get one of those classic red coolers with the wheels on the bottom, and I use these little panel pieces so you can fill it up with whatever drinks you want, and these little clear 1x1 stud pieces represent the ice inside. But you gotta have a place to eat, so I built a picnic table, completely tiled off, plenty of room for all your family and friends to get together, and I used a couple of these little bow pieces on the bottom, create that classic picnic table vibe. But no cookout is truly complete without some cookout games. Probably my personal favorite would have to be cornhole, because I'm goated at it and nobody can defeat me. I built these by sticking a bunch of plates together, tiling them off to make them look like they're made out of wood, did a duplication glitch, and putting a hole in the middle for the bags to go through. Another one of my favorite backyard games that you can play outside is going to be spike ball. Never heard of spike ball? It's basically you take the ball and you spike it on people, and if you spike it on somebody, you get a point. I used this neck piece and weaved it within the legs just like in a real spike ball game, and I got this little Lego yellow ball. Finally, the way I've spent many summer nights, and that is on my trampoline. Now this trampoline uses a similar technique to the one used on the spike ball, and that is that you just weave a net in between these studs and then put tiles on top. You can actually bounce a minifigure on it. It's so sick. But I would say that the perfect thing to go together with a summer cookout would be America! Heck yeah! You know, because 4th of July is in the summer and you always have a cookout. I built a little Lego American flag and a little Lego firework. The European mind can't comprehend a Lego ball eagle. Now it's time for another summer in real life. One of my favorite snacks to have during the summer would probably be the ice cream bar that has the ice cream inside and these nuts on the outside. Took a little cartoony bite out of this thing and there's ice cream in the center. I used 1x1 studs to create those nuts on the side and gave it a little popsicle stick. This is like one of those realer cake videos. In Colorado, one of the biggest things you do during the summer is hiking camp. So let's set up our campsite. The first thing you're gonna need at a campsite is a sleeping bag. On either side, there's these little roll down windows that have bug nets inside of them so that, you know, the mosquitoes don't get in and eat you alive. I used a sideways building technique on this to create the walls of the tent. And there's a couple of these little rope pieces on the outside to keep it attached to the ground so it doesn't blow away when a big wind comes. And this little pillar to hold it up and a lantern so you can shine it up on your face and tell a scary story. But honestly, scary stories aren't that great unless they're being told around a campfire. And this campfire is a really simple build. All you gotta do is get that same wheel piece that we used earlier, stick a flame inside. As for the hiking part, I built these little minifigures who have a backpack, walking sticks, and are ready to hike. And for another summery tree, we've also got a pine tree. And if you are hiking, you're sure to see about a bajillion of these things. This is a cool technique though called leaf weaving, where you basically stick the different leaves together, put them around a disc and a trunk, and it creates this really cool pine tree. And if you like the rest of my family and you absolutely love to hunt, we've got a deer here and a little hunter trying to hunt him. For you vegans outside, please close your ears right now. Now it's time for yet another summer in a real life, and that is an ice cream. How much more summery can a food get? This ice cream cone was very interesting to build. I used this kind of snot technique to build it. There's an ice cream dripping down. But speaking of ice cream, a lot of my childhood summers were spent waiting for the ice cream truck, running outside, chasing it down the street before it would run off without me. Anyways, I built it in Lego. This ice cream truck has two friendly employees trying to get a job for the summer, like I should probably have instead of building Legos. Anyways, there are these cute little menus on either side. On the very back, there's this speakers. There's a giant ice cream cone on the roof. It uses a drill piece as the cone. You can open up the doors on either side of the ice cream truck. Inside, there are cups on one side in case you're gluten-free like my mom. On the other side, there are actual cones that are all stacked up. Cash register, ice cream scoop, and in the back is all the ice cream. One freezer, you got the classic Neapolitan ice cream. In the other freezer, we got all the cold treats, like the amazing looking SpongeBob popsicle, which looks exactly like him. But I think that's it for building summer in Lego. I hope I hit everything that represents summer for you. I'm probably gonna do this again next year, so if there are any other summer ideas that you have for me, write them in the comments below. As always, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more like it. Let me know in the comments below also how many Perry the Platypuses you noticed hidden in this video. Happy summer. I love all of you little Lego Pookies, and I'll see you next time on The Holy Brick.